Okay, guys, another car, another Todd Ulery's car. This is the MR SlotCar Challenge champion, track record holder, fastest car around. He did everything on that weekend. He won. He did the pole. He won all the heats. He won the he didn't win the semi-final, but he won the final. He had a little problem with his controller during the semi-final, but he got a second and then got very well classified to the final. And the final we race longer hits of 5 minutes, and he won that again. Congratulations, Todd, for the MR Slot Car Challenge win. And this is his car. We're gonna open up. We're gonna tell all about those cars. Ernie Mercedes MR Slot Cars. Again, MR Slot Cars as Mercedes Racing, not Mr. Slot Car. Ernie was here. It was pretty good, pretty nice to have him over. We had this big race around 32, I think 34 registered racers. We have 30 racers showing up during the Sunday. Saturday we did the quali. Sunday we did the race. Very well organized. Everybody with his smile on their faces. This was a big race. One of the many manufacturers races that we have here at Electrical Dreams. And this is the winner. This is Todd's car. That's the car that was chased the whole weekend. As it finished the race. Look, I'm taking off this sticker, and we're gonna take a look on the car. First of all, congratulations, Todd, on the paint job. Look at this. He is putting up a game here. Perfect Porsche 911 GT1 Evo from MR SlotCar. Came as a white kit, of course, and Todd put his dark side livery on it. It's looking great, Todd. Congratulations. If you guys want to follow a little bit more of Todd and the dark side team, just follow them on Instagram. It's easy to find. So let's talk a little bit about this car. As you can see, a lot of body movement again. I would say like 3 to 4 millimeters on each side. Those MR slot cars, they have only two screws in the back and one in front. Normally this one in front is in front of the guide. That's a design that Ernie chooses for all his GT cars. The Jaguar and the McLaren, they're all the same. So you have a lot of room here. The clearance that you have is right there. I would say this side is a little bit lower. The left side is a little bit lower at 0.8. I would say the right side is at 1 millimeter. He's using G25 tires. They're black, so I'm about to believe that they are slotted tires. And front tires he uses that I know that, not that I'm recognizing the tires, but I know that he uses slotting plus because he likes more the front tires. The guide is just the MR SlotCar guide. I think the code is 1022, which is a longer blade made for wooden tracks. And that's it. Let's start to open up this car. So black chassis, black pod, as the rules stated, that's mandatory use. He has here a MR SlotCar Challenge numbered and sealed motor. This is the slotted boxer, or flat 6 they call, 20.5, the one that comes with a yellow wrapping. So we have this batch specially made for this race. His number is 025. They're chosen by randomly, so when you register to the race, you can buy up to 3 motors. And he decided to use number 25. He probably, knowing Todd, he probably bought all the motors that he could have and tested the best one. Okay, so let's try to weight this to see how much weight you have on this car. Right here we have 88.8. That's the total weight for the car. I know that Todd has some pieces of ballast inside, which was permitted. Okay, so here we have, let's try to open up this car. Taking off the slotting plus body screws first. Here's the very first one, the one on top. I think this is like a 4 or even a 5 millimeters. So he wanted a lot of room there to balance the body. In the back, I think those are a little smaller. No, they're the same. Same screws in the back. Okay. So those are the 5 millimeters. You can find those screws under parts, slotting plus, and then screws, and then you have the body screws. So here's this is his body. I think it's a little bit lighter than the original manufacturer temple printing. So the body sits at 23 grams. Very nicely done, Todd. Congratulations. It's beautiful. Here's the car. Again, you have the mandatory chassis, mandatory pod, mandatory motor, and he has the gearing at 27. And if you can see the details, Todd is balancing the gears, taking out material. So those little dots here, and there's a little weight there too. So this is to balance the gears. His pinion is the 13. You have the choice to have the 12 and the 13. He chose the 13. The motor, I just noticed it's a little loose. Might be because of the race. It was glued too. Let me see if this is glue or oil. Yeah, it was glued, but it's still a little loose. When I picked up this car, the motor was some sort of an angle here. I don't know if this was on purpose or this was changed during the race, but there was an angle here. He's using slotting plus wiring, going all the way out, passing here on the sides and going to the guide. The reason that he does that, this car has a little blemish on his on this design. The cockpit, the internal cockpit kind of touches around here, so you need to clear up this space here so you can have the body float. Here we have a little piece of golf club tape and a couple of two of those slotted SP23 ballasts holding there. So there is a little weight in the middle. The rules also stated that you should, if you want to use ballast, you need to use inside of the pod, not on the sides of the chassis. The reason for that is just to make it simple, to everyone. I knew that adding ballast would be a nice thing, but if I open up, people will be experimenting all around, and I don't want them to lose time, and that's makes the class equal to everyone. Here on the pod, we have on the chassis pod, nothing out of normality. You have the little cup that comes with the MR SlotCars, the pod, and the screw. Todd uses an NSR screws to hold the pod, smaller ones on the side and smaller one on the back, and a big head one here to hold the one on front, because you don't want any movement here. You just want this movement sideways, but not front and back. And there is minimal movement. There's almost nothing here, just a little bit, just to make the car work a little bit. Compared to the other cars that I saw from Todd, this is the minimum that I saw him doing. So we have solid axles all around. I believe those are NSR axles. The guide, as I told you, is the guide from MR SlotCar, and he has a little clamp here, a little wiring clamp holding the wires together, which gives you this effect every time that you crash. The guide is back to position, so that helps the marshals. Very small tires in front. He's using some slotted wheels, the 15.8 I believe, and the slotted hubcaps, which is easier to fit. In the back, he's using MR SlotCar wheels, which is air system, of course, and there is some sort of foam inserts here inside that I can feel. I believe it says G25 because they're black, so I believe those are slotted G25, not the Scale Auto. The Scale Auto G25s, they're kind of gray. Other than that, the guide is planted. There's no room here. There's this minimal, less than half mil distance between the chassis and the ground. The chassis is a little bit bent here on this side, probably because of the race. And in the back, he is at the limit of 0.8 below the axle. If you touch it, nothing happens to the car, doesn't move. There's a little distance here in front, but that's okay. Doesn't move at all. He's using also the little side openings for screws. This way you can regulate the size of it. And this guy here is going to touch this tab here, and it's going to help the body float, and it's going to help not rubbing the chassis. Here in front, have 4 spots, front and back. So you have a little screw that is almost 1 millimeter out, making this sitting on those tabs and not on the chassis. This is a big thing. Here in the back, he's going to have around 18.4, 18.5 diameter, and here in the back he has 65.25. The rules state that not supposed to be wider than the body, and it's not. It's right there, right on the limit, 16.5. 65.25 is that what he has. He's using MR SlotCar bushings, are the only ones that fit this pod. MR SlotCar wheels, slotted tires, slotting plus wiring front tires, slotted front wheels, MR SlotCar guide, and I believe NSR brakes. He also changed the front pod, not the front pod, but the front system to brass pinions. I don't know which brand are those, but they look good, they look nice. Very nice car, Todd. It was very hard to follow you. I wasn't racing, but I saw that those guys were having a lot of problems trying to follow you during the weekend. Congratulations on the pole. Congratulations on the win. You are the very first MR SlotCar Challenge winner. Congratulations, Todd.